Hello, everyone. We're here today to be talking about the COVID-19 outbreak and then the allegations against the HBO boosters. So today, my name is Alexis.
My name's Elizabeth.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Lacey.
And then first and foremost, we just wanted to start off with how we care deeply about the student body, our staff, and also our HBO community. So if you guys have any questions for us, we're more than open and welcome to answer those for you.
Was contact tracing being done? Is tracing being done now? And how can you be sure that it is accurate?
So as part of our HPU guidelines here, we like to do contact tracing within the 24-hour time span of somebody testing positive for COVID. We first want to deal with that positive student, making sure that they get into quarantine away from other students. So that is our first and foremost focus. But then after, we will question that student to see who they have been in contact with within the last 12 to 24 hours so that we can then contact trace those people and deal with them accordingly. If they have been vaccinated per CDC guidelines, we are able to tell them that they do not need to be in quarantine, but if they are not vaccinated nor boosted, we will obviously deal with them accordingly. But yeah, that's how we are kind of handling contact tracing as of now for HPU.
So we saw that staff member had passed away, so how are you all going to address that situation? Are you guys going to do anything for the family? Like, what are your protocols with all this?
We care greatly for the staff and members of our community. We have talked to the family and figured out the best way to honor his life and get the whole HPU community involved to remember him and his passing.
I have a follow-up question on the contact tracing. Why initially, why did the university wait 3 days to conduct like the first set of contact tracing when the outbreak was on, I think, the 10th? And then the contact tracing began on the 13th.
Yeah, so our student life does not fully work around the clock on the weekends, so we do have a limited amount of staff when that contact tracing took place. And we do see a higher number of students testing positive throughout the weekend. This also is a learning curve for us, that we do probably need to hire more staff throughout the weekend so that we can properly get those people who are being contact traced into quarantine to less reduce the spread on High Point's campus.
Awesome, thank you.
And then with that, if the school and outside sources knew about the COVID outbreak, why did High Point University follow through with the unveiling ceremonies of the new Cobain Arena?
I'll handle that question. So HPU through COVID has been very uncertain, and at this time in our period, we were aware of it, and through the arena was such a great opening, bringing in both students and outside community, and as well as people who might want to invest to further HPU's prestigious reputation throughout the United States and maybe in other countries. So through COVID and lockdown, we wanted to give back to both the students and the community, and we didn't see it as a great of an obstacle at the time of COVID, so we proceeded to bring the community together so we weren't so isolated.
Do you think that the school is going to close campus due to this outbreak, or do you think that they'll stay open no matter what happens?
So I could take this one. So if anything, initially, what everyone was saying, we didn't want anyone to be in a frenzy, but also as time went on, we've been updating our guidelines, and we're also still keeping updated with the counties. But right now, I feel like we're ahead of the curve, and we're doing all the protocols that we can to make sure that our students are safe. So as of now, we're staying open.
I think it also could be dissatisfactory to our students, and because a lot of our students are not from North Carolina, so traveling for them can be very hard. We even have some international students, so closing our campuses would probably be a disservice to them because of them having to uproot themselves, go back home, relocate. And if the virus is very spreadable on our campus, we don't want to then take it out into the world and spread it through their communities and through their home. We would rather just contain it here and try to minimize it here as
first and foremost.
And to add on to that, students learn a lot more in person, and our school is set up distance learning, so you'll be in person, you'll have to maintain a certain distance and wear masks in the classroom. Also, we're requiring students to fill out a self-assessment for health, and if they have to show it to the security guard before entering, and if it's red, they're required to go to student health to be tested and then put into quarantine.
So with all these protocols, why did you still have the ceremonies for Cobain Arena? Like, I'm confused. You're allowing, outside people come in with no tracing or no, like you said, green or red passes, but the show goes on. I'm confused why that.
Well, that was in response for the spread of COVID, so at the time we weren't aware how serious it was, so we haven't started putting new procedures and protocols in place. But since that outbreak, we have put new policies in place to reduce the spread and crack down more on student activities.
Our health and safety task force has also been in close contact with the national, local, and state policies and their updates on the numbers that are occurring. So at the moment, as we have said, there was no concern for us to not move forward with the opening.
Yeah, but that's 10 days later, December 23rd. You found out the first case December 13th. Why did you wait so long? It was 10 days. You knew what was going on, and you still had the Cobain Arena ceremonies.
This was also a huge deal for our community. Our outbreak was strictly limited to students on campus, and while these students then were not obviously allowed to come to the opening ceremony, we still had the community come. We aren't aware of specifically how the community is handling the COVID-19 pandemic, but we did our due diligence on campus for our students. Our students are our top priority, but if we are able to invite the community to this, then that is what we intended to do.
Can you tell us a little bit more about how you plan to better mitigate a situation like this in the future? If there's another outbreak or if it becomes more serious?
Yeah, so we really try to do all that we can on High Point's campus. Obviously, we cannot cure COVID. That is not within our job description. That is up to our healthcare workers. But we can do everything in our power to help mitigate the spread, and that includes testing regularly, wearing masks, social distancing, really taking all the recommendations from the CDC and even other universities. We have a plethora of UNC universities around us that we are in communications with, and just working to make sure that we are doing everything we can to slow the spread so that our healthcare workers can help mitigate the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, so changing gears a little bit here, we have some questions about the NCAA. First off, do we have any other concrete examples of something like this happening at HBU before, or at other schools that maybe we could draw upon to kind of get a better idea of what the litigation would look like, or how this might pan out for us?
We currently do not have that at the time for you, but we can speak on our own account of being at High Point University. Just through the university and then also the athletic department, that's not the way that we conduct ourselves. We're very ethical and justified. Unfortunately, we're still looking into what the HBU boosters are, and then also we have an ongoing case just in case to see if anything did happen, because that's not how we conduct ourselves. But if anything does change, we of course will keep you guys updated.
Thank you.
Yes, how is the whole season and I guess recruitment process been going for you all, while also going through investigations from the NCAA?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
So you guys are going through recruitment. About to start season. You guys are getting ready. For another season to go through. How's just the daily operations of everything going on for you guys? Also knowing that you guys are going through investigations from the NCAA.
I feel that we have been able to move forward with our like normal day-to-day operations of recruitment. As we said, we didn't have knowledge of any of these bribes occurring, and as we are moving forward with these investigations, we are sticking forward with our mission statement, which is inspiring an environment that has caring people and engaging education for graduates and success. So we are just trying to push through these allegations while we are just going through our normal recruitment process.
Congratulations on the 5-star Ben Duncan, who magically switched his commitment from the top two Duke in Kentucky to High Point University. We're just wondering, allegedly, that he's being paid $50,000. Did you guys know about this, or was it?
I mean, like we said from the start,
because that's a huge change to
Like we
under
said-
500 High Point University basketball.
like we said from the start, we weren't aware of these allegations, but at the moment we are putting our best foot forward, trying to get ahead of these things, so something like this doesn't reoccur.
Is High Point University trying to run a clean program, or do they want a clean program? Because there's a lot of programs out there that are not clean, and they've been extremely successful. Do you think there's been a change in the program that they are tired of losing? In a conference that's super easy to win. I mean, even Nick and I could play basketball and win, but do you think that, they want to cheat a little bit per se to get ahead?
I don't think that is our mission at all. While we really do care about the athletics department here at High Point University, we are honorable people as well. We stick to our honor code. We stress to our students that being a person with integrity and being a person who has morals and aspects like that is very important to not only a person but to building their character. And we carry that into our athletics department and making sure that we are honorable people and that we do not cheat or that we do not try to get to our way to the top. We do things with integrity, and that is how we conduct ourselves here at High Point University.
Yeah, but I'm sure students don't have $50,000 to give other students. I'm confused how, if this is true, magically said new student got $50,000, which is low, but $50,000. I just don't know how that magically end up in his hand, and his mother, bless her heart, has a brand new car.
Well, we also really pride ourselves and want to make sure that our students are also getting a great education with their athletic sports, and we do receive or give out a great abundance of scholarships to make sure that they are prepared for success, and that is how we want to express our gratitude towards our students.
A follow-up. So with like it seems like the industry is becoming a little bit more progressive in that they're allowing players to now be paid for their name and likeness. If the regulations were to change, do you feel that High Point University still has some sort of a moral or ethical obligation to not maybe incentivize these students financially to come play here? Or if the regulations, continue to become more accepting of that sort of thing, would High Point University maybe change its stance on that and move into a more incentivized based payment plan?
I think as a university, a lot of what we have kind of speaks for itself, that if our regulations are changing for other schools, I think we would want to remain true to our beliefs and morals that we have as a university, whether that is incentivizing athletes to come. I think our school speaks for itself of what we do have to offer just all our students.
Awesome, thank you.
Anything else you guys really want to get in? All right, go ahead and stop your recording and you can start processing, sending it to me in some form. You guys are up. Someone provide